Console my people, the ones dear to me. Speak to the heart of Jerusalem. The time of your mourning is ended now. The Lord of life will come. A voice cries out in the wilderness, prepare a way for the Lord. A voice cries out in the wilderness, make straight a highway for God.
Welcome to your cathedral. I'm Father Greg Sakowicz. Again, special thank you to Mark Teresi, David Jonas, week in and week out, providing beautiful music now during the Advent season. So David and Mark, I can't thank you enough for the great music you provide. You add so much to the spiritual video, so thank you from the bottom of my heart. Special thanks to Proulx, who's now a real veteran as our producer, director, choreographer, dancer, leader in charge, does everything for this production. So Paula, thank you very much for a job very well done. We've moved into the month of December and are now second Sunday of Advent season. So folks, we're a week closer to Christmas, but please don't panic. Put the whole season in perspective. And that would include me taking my own advice. Steve Allen was once the famous comedian and writer, tells a story when his mother came over to visit her grandson. Billy, at that time aged 2.5, many years ago. Grandma quietly walked into little Billy's bedroom and said to his grandson, "Billy, do you know who I am?" Billy looked up and said to her, "Why, don't you?" Clever. The kid was 2.5 years old. Why don't you? Jesus, faithful to the Father, knew who he was and what he was about, but not in the sense that he had his whole life planned out and went to the cross to fulfill a predetermined schedule. Rather, Jesus trusted God, his Father. He trusted life. Jesus responded fully to the Father in trust and love. And here's the key. All of us are invited to do the very same. Today's Gospel, the second Sunday of Advent, speaks to the familiar account of John the Baptist, the prophet who pointed out Jesus as the Messiah. John is a voice crying in the wilderness. He prepared the way of the Lord, and we need in our daily lives to make straight his paths. To make straight his paths. But now, how can we be watchful and make the Lord present to others? How can we see the Lord in this journey we call life? Wonderful story. Martin the cobbler lived alone. His wife and son are dead. Martin now has even abandoned God. Nothing to live for. To escape his loneliness, Martin becomes absorbed in his work. Day after day, he sits alone and mends boots and shoes for the villagers in the town. One day, a mysterious holy man carrying an old Bible enters Martin's workplace. The holy man wants Martin to repair the leather binding on his Bible. But Martin tells the holy man, "Holy man, please take this precious book of the Lord to a more worthy cobbler. You see, God and I have not been getting along lately. All I want to do is die. All I want to do is die. There's nothing to live for. My wife and son are dead." The holy man says, "Martin, have you ever thought about living for God?" And the holy man concludes, While I'm gone, before I come back, read the special book. Take a little time, read the special book." Martin agrees. In the process of mending the book, reads a few pages. Suddenly, Martin is aware of a voice that tells him that tomorrow he will be visited by the Lord. The next day dawns as usual, but Martin cannot forget the strange voice and the promise. As Martin works on the boots and shoes, he glances up occasionally to the window, hoping to see the Lord walk by. Usually, Martin's day is very, very routine, but today so many things are happening. Martin gives the shawl of his deceased wife to a poor young mother and her baby. He reconciles a woman and a boy who are arguing and fighting in the street, and he invites a poor man into his home to get warm. It's wintertime and cold outside, and still Martin wonders, where is the Lord and when is he coming? Where is the Lord and when is he coming? I think, like Martin, we may ask, where is the Lord and when is he coming? Not realizing we are staring him in the face every time we reach out in love, compassion, kindness, mercy, and forgiveness. We sometimes ask, where's the Lord? When's he coming? Every time we reach out and be the arms, the eyes, the hands of Christ, we encounter the Lord. Do you want to see the face of God? Look in the mirror. Look to someone next to you. That's the face of God. Look in the mirror. Look next to you. The call to follow Jesus is a call to continued conversion, a call to turn a closer walk with the Lord. Prepare the way, Lord, the Lord. Make straight his path. We are called to be followers of Jesus, not only in name, but also by our actions. Advent means coming. I shared that last week. Advent is a time of preparation, but Advent is a lot more than preparing for the birth of baby Jesus. Jesus is already with us in our midst. The following poem, written by an elderly man on his deathbed, beautifully captures what Advent's real meaning is all about. It's one of my favorite. The poem goes like this. I was a revolutionary when I was young, and all my prayer to God was, Lord, give me the energy to change the world. As I approached middle age and realized that half my life was now over without my changing a single soul, I changed my prayer to, Lord, give me the grace to change all those who come in contact with me, just my family and friends, and I shall be satisfied. Now that I'm an old man, my days are numbered. My one prayer is, Lord, give me the courage to change myself. Give me the courage to change myself. If I'd prayed this right from the very start, I would have not wasted my life. Powerful, powerful poem. God did not make us for ourselves, but rather to serve him. That's important. God did not make us for ourselves, but rather to serve him. So what does that mean? All is gift, all is gift. Give it away, give it away. Help others, especially this time of year. We best serve God by the love and care we show others, rich and poor alike. As John the Baptizer challenges all of us, reform your lives. The reign of God is at hand. Close with this. Sister Helen Proulx is known for her heroic work striving to end the death penalty. In her most well-known work, Dead Man Walking, which was turned into a movie, Sister Helen says, when I light a candle at midnight, I say to the darkness, I beg to differ. Great line. When I light a candle at midnight, I say to the darkness, I beg to differ. Likewise, when we share the light of Christ this Advent, we diminish the darkness and share the light of hope. May God bless all of you as we continue our Advent journey. Keep life in perspective. God's blessings. And by the way, this day, the Bears play the Packers in Chicago. Please, dear God, may the Bears finally beat the Green Bay Packers. Please. Amen.
O come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel. that mourns in lonely exile here, until the Son of God appears. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel.